Ria was only 16, but she had the heart of someone who had lived twice already. Born under the sign of Gemini, she was curious, full of life, and often misunderstood. She saw the world in twin shades, joy and sorrow, light and shadow, and carried both inside her. Arav, on the other hand, was 29, a man shaped by silence, by logic, and by a heart that had stopped believing in what-ifs. He was an astronomy professor, quiet, distant, and always staring at the stars like they held the answers he could never find on Earth. The first time Ria saw him, he was on the school rooftop after a guest lecture, standing alone, looking at the sunset like he was listening to something only he could hear. She didn't say much that day, but she knew. She knew this man wasn't just passing through her story. He was going to change it. And he did. They kept meeting by accident, or maybe fate, in hallways, in quiet courtyards, under the same night sky. Ria would ask questions about the constellations, and Arav would answer with a calm voice and careful words. But slowly, their conversations went beyond the stars, into things neither of them had spoken out loud to anyone else. Ria saw it first, the invisible thread. She saw the way he looked at her when he thought she wasn't watching, the way his voice softened when he said her name. And even though they never said it, there was a pull between them, a closeness that didn't care about time, age, or reason. She knew he was scared, and maybe she was too. But when she looked up at the stars and found the constellation Gemini, two twins side by side, one mortal and one immortal, she believed something with all her heart. Some souls are born together, even if they meet at the wrong time. As the weeks passed, Ria and Arav's bond deepened. Not in obvious ways, no grand gestures, no confessions, but in glances that lasted too long, in words left hanging between them, and in the quiet comfort of just being near each other. Arav kept his distance, but not because he didn't feel something. In fact, that was exactly why he pulled away. He knew the world would call it wrong, a 16-year-old girl and a 29-year-old man. But the world didn't know what it felt like to finally find someone who made you feel understood. Ria, brave and bold in her own way, never asked him for more than what he could give. She didn't push him. She didn't force words from him. She just stayed, present, steady, and always real. One night, under the clear sky, they stood side by side watching the stars. Arav told her the story of Castor and Pollux, the Gemini twins. One was mortal, the other immortal. When the mortal twin died, the other begged the gods to let them share eternity together. The gods agreed, placing them in the sky, side by side forever, never touching, always close. Ria listened quietly and then looked at him with that same knowing gaze. And in that moment, without saying a word, they both understood. They were the same. Two souls, different in age, but the same in spirit. Maybe they couldn't be together now. Maybe the world wasn't ready. But the universe, the stars, had already written them in the same story. And if they were patient, if they kept walking on their paths without letting go of that invisible thread, maybe one day time would catch up to their hearts. Because love, the kind that's real, doesn't always ask to be rushed. Sometimes it simply waits, like a star waiting for the night sky.